What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about essentially charging situations, just normal circumstances in your life, with a positive energy and a positive intention. What it means to take what otherwise would be an ordinary situation or ordinary circumstances and using your mindful intention to charge that situation or circumstance with positive energy that can uplift you and make you feel more positive and make you feel more clear and light, and can put a deeper and more wholesome feel to everything you're doing. So to dive into this, you wake up in the morning, or I wake up in the morning, and my morning routine, at least during the work week when I'm going to work in the morning, I wake up, I take a moment and I sit there and I say, here we are. And there's not like a script I run down. I'll just wake up and recognize that here I am again. I got to wake up this morning, and that's a big one. Not I just woke up this morning, but I got to wake up this morning. I get to be here again. And I don't even know if I'm gonna make it through this day, but all I know is I just got done sleeping and here I am right now. And I sort of thank existence, spirit. I thank what is for allowing me to be here in this moment on that morning. I wake up and I say, here we are. And then I don't really have too much, I don't have time to really dive in and invest into that moment. I wake up and I have to start getting ready. So I get up and I pick out the clothes that I'm gonna wear, put the clothes on, I go into the bathroom, I brush my hair, I brush my teeth, I do all my little things, and then I go downstairs and I make my lunch, and then I come upstairs and I get coffee, and then I feed my cats and change their litter, and then I make my bed, and then I make sure I have everything in my backpack, and I go off to work. All of this of what I just said can be done mindlessly. And there are many times where I have done that routine mindlessly where I wasn't really present for it. So it was just kind of happening. It was an autopilot situation where I just kind of did it. And next thing I know, I'm driving down the road or I'm at work and it's like, oh my gosh, like where was I all morning? Or if you go even longer in the day, holy shit, where was I? Who got me up this morning? Who made my lunch? Who got myself dressed? Where was I? I wasn't present, you know what I mean? And what I'd like to talk about specifically in this video is how every little thing you do, whether it be your morning routine or just the way you perceive what you're doing throughout the day, it can be done not only mindfully and with intention and presence and attention and focus. Not only that, but it can be done and looked at in a way that uplifts you and uplifts the energy of your being. Where I get up in the morning and just for a straightforward example, making my bed. I could not even bother to make my bed. But what I've noticed is that when I come home from work, it's nice to come home into a clean room rather than a room that, has laundry everywhere and a bed that's not made and stuff all over the place. It's nice to come home into a clean and refreshing environment. So that's that level of it. So I make my bed, and while I'm making my bed, I can realize that this is allowing me to cleanse my environment. This is clearing the energy of my environment. And making my bed, I'm bringing forth the recognition that this is allowing me to feel more clear inside. And with the way we work, when you make your bed with the intention of it clearing your energy and refreshing your environment and your space, you usually feel like that afterwards. Or I'm brushing my teeth. I could just be mindlessly brushing my teeth and already getting lost in the thoughts that are coming first thing in the morning. But I could also be present with the brushing of the teeth and recognizing that this is good for my dental hygiene. This is helping me. This is refreshing me yet again. This is cleansing me. Or when I'm making my coffee, recognizing that this is helping me awaken this morning. This is helping me zest up the energy a little bit so that I can move more seamlessly into the wakefulness of the day. Or when I'm making my lunch, once again, I could just be making lunch mindlessly, but I could also bring forth the attention that this is so that I have something to eat throughout the day and that I can feed my body and nourish my body and give my body the energy that it needs to go and do its little dance throughout the day. We have the ability to look at what we're doing with a certain level of positive intention, where we can do something mindlessly and not even really have I guess you could call it a ritual as to why we're doing it, but we can also charge that situation we're doing with positive energy, whether it be positive energy for us or for others. And I'll tell you what really made me think of this. It was really interesting. It was really a weird and sort of random thing to think, but I work in a cannabis facility, and with that, the state that I'm in, you have to have what's called an IIC card, an individual identification card, and it's basically this little card that you get through the state that says you're allowed to work with cannabis. I have that card, and I take it out, and I put it in my back pocket. When I put it in my back pocket, this is when I started to realize this thing I'm talking about. I realized I just mindlessly put that card in the back of my pocket. But what if this card, this IIC card, is actually like a positive energy generator? And by having it in my back pocket, it's like having a fucking crystal in my back pocket, and it's a clearing and cleansing and rejuvenating thing to have this card in my back pocket. That might seem like, what the fuck's the point of that? That's not real. That doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It might seem like you're just playing. But after all, we're all kind of playing. We're all kind of just making it up as we go, you know? And I can take this card, and I can either just put it in my pocket and not think anything of it, or I can use a positive intention and charge that card with helping uplift my spirit. So now, this card isn't just going into my pocket and nothing more is being thought about it at all. This card is going into my pocket and has been charged with positive energy. And with this card, as silly as this may seem, I have charged this otherwise just, object, just a random object that doesn't have any sort of significance whatsoever. I have charged this card that I put in my back pocket with positive energy. And so now, if I feel the card or if I think about it, I realize, oh my God, I'm wearing my positive energy card. You know what I mean? This might sound really silly, but it's a way of taking what we do in our lives and not only becoming present, but using the power of our minds to direct positive energy into everything we do. Like, just for example, I'm gonna take this stick and I'm gonna break it. And when I break this stick, it's going to release the energy and the power out of this stick, and it's going to burst into the air, and I'm going to be able to absorb it through my body. And I break the stick, and it releases that positive energy, and it absorbs into my body. And it's this way of really and investing yourself into the experience at hand. And rather than shit just happening with no significance to it, you're taking what you're doing, what you would be doing anyways, and filling it and charging it with positive intention and positive recognition. And not only can you not even think anything of what you're doing, like I could just break the stick and it doesn't mean anything. Not only that, but you can also charge it with this positive energy. But furthermore, we can charge situations with a negative energy. We can charge situations with absolutely nasty, close-minded, nihilistic, depressive energy. Where rather than waking up in the morning and I go, oh, here we are. Thank you, life. Thank you, creator. Thank you, isness, for allowing me to be a part of this experience yet again. Rather than that, I could wake up in the morning and go, oh, here we fucking go again. Another day. Oh, gotta get up. Oh, what am I gonna wear? I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna put some clothes on. I don't feel like making my bed. Oh, brush my teeth. Oh, now I gotta go make my lunch. Oh, great. Now I gotta go to work. You know, you can just feel the heaviness and the negativity associated with that. And then throughout your whole day at work or whatever you're doing, you're just drudging through what you're doing. Oh, now I gotta do this. Really would rather be doing something else, even though I don't know what I'd rather be doing. Here I am having to do this. Oh my God. And then somebody asks you something. Oh, what do they want? You know, we often do charge situations with a negative energy, and the negative energy and the negative mindset that we have, that we're feeding into every situation with, is creating a negative feedback that comes back to us. It's a self-validating system. And I feel that this is partially the idea of what people are talking about in manifestation. And the whole idea of manifestation is really trippy to me, you know, with everything I got into with psychedelics and Buddhism and lots of things I looked into with Hinduism. I initially looked at manifestation and the law of attraction as essentially selfish, where you're taking your ego that wants all this shit and trying to convince yourself that you have it so that it will actually come to you, because deep down you don't believe that you have it, you know? But rather than looking at manifestation and the law of attraction as a means of getting things on the outside, I kind of like looking at manifestation and the law of attraction as a means of shifting the energies within your body. Say you want something on the outside, like a lot of us do. You might be able to relate to wanting something on the outside. By not having that thing that you desire, it creates a feeling of lack, a feeling of what's it called? You don't have it. I can't remember the word, but you don't have it. You're lacking it. It creates a feeling of lack, and it creates a deprivation from fulfillment. And we're generally under the impression that we need this thing on the outside to come forth for us to feel that fulfillment. But I feel like manifestation and the law of attraction and kind of what I'm talking about of charging situations with positive energy, it's not about getting that thing on the outside. It's about living in the state of fulfillment prior to the 3D world projecting that state of fulfillment. If you look out at the 3D world and you want all these things that you don't have, generally you feel really uptight and scarce. That's the word I was thinking of, the scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset of man is where you want all these things on the outside, but you don't have them. And so you don't feel fulfilled. I feel like the law of attraction and manifestation isn't necessarily about getting the things on the outside. It's not about sitting here and acting like I have it because deep down I really want it to come forth in the 3D. It's about living in the state of fulfillment so that the body and the subconscious begins to operate on a level of fulfillment as if it already has it. And the whole idea of the manifesting part is that it can seem as though when you're operating on a level of fulfillment and high frequency and positive energy, it can seem like you attract those things. You know, you take water and oil and you shake it all up and everything gets emulsified and mixed together. But slowly, the oil finds itself all at the top and the water finds itself all at the bottom. I feel, or you know, you look at like something really magnified and up close, and it looks like all these particles, all these like particles, are kind of grouping together and finding each other. I feel like in that same way, that's how we can act, where when we're operating in a negative mindset, the negativity in the world sort of finds us, or we find it and we link together and it pulls it together. And next thing we know, since we're operating in a negative way, all of a sudden there's all this negative shit happening on the outside. And so it's like I was saying, it's this self-fulfilling thing where what you feel inside and what you see in and of the world is what comes to you. So if you're thinking all negative and shit and everything's bad and fuck the world and fuck the system and nothing matters, and you know what I mean? If you just have that nasty negative energy, you're going to attract a lot of situations that validate that. But if you work on yourself and work on yourself on operating in a more positive, light, uplifting energy, you may begin to see signs of that coming forth in your life, whatever that may be. And it's not about changing the outside. It's about changing yourself. It's about changing how you feel inside. And it's about changing your relationship to the world and people and your environment. It's not about controlling the environment and trying to get what you want on the outside world. It's trying to reconfigure your relationship to this world. It's not about getting the object. It's about changing your relationship to the world. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with charging situations and circumstances which would otherwise be neutral or negative, charging these situations in our life and how we look at them in a positive way, where you wake up and you're grateful and you develop feelings of gratefulness and gratitude and love and honor and appreciation just for the fact that you woke up. You just woke up, and right as you shifted from sleeping and the dreaming state into the wakefulness, you're already grabbing hold of the seat of your consciousness and projecting and creating love and gratitude. And it's taking the reins of your life into your hands. And rather than just going autopilot and falling asleep into your life, you're using your mindfulness and the power of your own being to look at as many situations in your life as you can with a positive outlook and a positive intention. And also, when you begin to do this, when you're about to do something negative or say something negative or act in a negative way, or somebody acts negatively to you or does something negative to you, when you've been working on creating positive energy and positive intentions within yourself, those negative actions will be very crystal clear apparent, and you will see that's not what I want to say. That's not how I want to do this. that's not really a good thing to do. Or if someone does something to you, oh wow, that was very negative of that person to do. And rather than say somebody does something negative to you and generally you would react in a repercussively negative way back to them, where it's kind of the like bringing about the like. Somebody does something mean to you, you want to do something mean to them. It's the fighting fire with fire. It's why we're all at war. This isn't news. This is nothing new. Somebody does something mean, you want to do something mean back. When you're working on trying to be more positive and trying to fill your life with positive intention and positive energy, when somebody does something mean to you, you will not only at first recognize that, but you will begin to consider the ways in which you react to that. And generally, you will slowly learn how to respond to negative situations and negative energy with a positive counterbalance to that. And you just begin learning how to navigate your life and your own being and vessel, and how you engage in society and the world. You begin to learn how to navigate that in a more positive and wholesome way. And if that isn't a gift, that we have the ability to do that, I don't know what is. The fact that we have the ability to look at a situation and, like I've been saying, charge it with positive intention and positive energy, that is beautiful. And that is something we shouldn't take for granted. And that is something that we should implement into our lives, is taking every little thing in our lives and to the utmost of our ability, looking at it as mindfully and positively as possible. And this isn't to sound, that's a beautiful mushroom. I'm not talking about this in like a Pollyanna kind of way of you just sort of ditz through life and look at everything like through rose-colored glasses. I'm talking about really excavating and mining into why you see things the way you do. And generally, as us conditioned human beings, we've been taught how to look at shit. We've been taught how to look at things, and a lot of us are really hurt and really sad and really traumatized and really caught up in a lot of negativity. So if you're positive and you're chilling, that's okay. This doesn't apply to you. But if you experience anger, sadness, frustration, nihilism, feelings like it's all pointless, or feelings of boredom and no direction in life and these things, I think it's kind of important to look into the inner mechanics and the inner dynamics of why you're responding to situations the way you are. How do you wake up in the morning? How do you look at your morning routine? How do you operate throughout your day life, whether you're at a job or whatever you do? How are you living your life? I feel that is a very, very, very important question that we shouldn't pass up, because we have the ability to look into that. We have the ability to reconfigure our relationship to this life and our relationship to ourselves. And it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Like, just for another example, as I drink this water is replenishing me and charging me and clearing my body and rejuvenating me and visualizing where this water has been, how it could have been up in a fucking cloud, or it came down from the depths of the earth in a natural spring and was refined, and just looking at everything in a beautiful way, in a deep way, you know? With every breath you can take, with every breath you take, you can say thank you. You can feel it bringing you deeper and deeper into stillness. You can feel your heartbeat. Hear the wind blowing. Hear the gunshots off in the distance. I've heard it called showing up for life. We can show up to the situation. And you might suddenly, spontaneously show up and realize how negatively you've been looking at your life. And that begins a deep, deep analysis into, why am I relating to life in this way? Why am I looking at life in this negative way? And the very shock that we can feel when we see how we've been living our lives can be like the driving force that causes us to awaken further and to reevaluate how we're living our lives. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. The ability to charge situations and objects and interactions and circumstances of our life with positive energy and positive intention, to where when we get in this habit, we get in this, it becomes a habitual energy where when this thing arises, it's been charged so much with this positive energy that it makes you feel fucking positive. It makes you feel good and uplifted, you know what I mean? And that's incredible. And we have the ability to do that, you know? You can either look at it negatively, you can not think about it at all, or you can look at it positively. It's up to you of how you want to look at it. It's up to you of how you want to go about your life and how you want to live your life. Really is up to you, and that's the crazy part. Destiny, sure. It's all determined, sure. We don't have any choices, there's no free will, sure. But there is the appearance of being able to choose, you know? It seems like we make choices. So if it seems like we make choices, let's make positive choices. Let's make positive intentions. Let's be good people. Let's be loving people. Let's work on loving ourselves. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel the root, the thread of what I'm talking about here. And I love you so much. I'll see you guys later.